Hi everyone. Today we're going to build a real-time collaborative diagram using React Flow, synchronized with Yjs via HocusPocus. This is part 1 of a 2-part series. In this video, we'll set up a minimal backend and show how to sync React Flow's state with Yjs. Let's get started. First, let's set up a backend server. We're using HocusPocus to sync Yjs documents over WebSockets. HocusPocus is a lightweight server that keeps shared data in sync between clients. Here's the server file. We import server from HocusPocus/server package, set the port to whatever we want, and call server.listen. That's all. This minimal backend is enough for real-time collaboration. HocusPocus can also do things like client awareness and database persistence. We'll cover those in the next episode. Before we connect Yjs, let's start with a simple React Flow setup. Right now, the diagram is completely empty. There are no nodes or edges, just the basic React Flow component rendered on the page. There's also a button that lets us add new nodes to the flow. We'll use this simple setup as our starting point. Here we create a HocusPocus provider and point it to our backend server URL. Each provider has a Yjs document, which is the shared state for nodes and edges. We define nodes map and edges map to hold the nodes and edges in our diagram. Think of nodes map and edges map as live data structures. Any change we make here will instantly propagate to all connected clients. Now let's connect Yjs to React Flow. We use a useEffect hook to observe the maps. This useEffect only listens for changes. It doesn't send any. Whenever the nodes or edges change in Yjs, the observers are triggered, and inside those callbacks, we update the local nodes and edges state in React Flow. That way, the UI always reflects the latest shared state. This setup ensures everything stays in sync in real time. We also call the listeners once when the component mounts to make sure the initial state is synced right away. And when the component is destroyed, we use unobserved to remove the listeners. This prevents potential issues like memory leaks or duplicate event handling. Now let's look at how we send user changes back to Yjs. Here we have the onNodesChange callback. React Flow calls this function whenever a user moves, edits, or removes a node. Inside, we first read the current nodes from the Yjs map, then apply the changes using applyNodeChanges. After that, we update the Yjs map depending on the type of change. We add or replace items for new and updated nodes, and remove them if a node was deleted. This makes sure every local edit is instantly reflected in the shared Yjs document. The same logic applies to edges. We use the onEdgesChange callback to handle edits or deletions, and we update the edges map in exactly the same way. Additionally, React Flow triggers a separate event called onConnect whenever the user creates a new connection between two nodes. In that callback, we generate a new edge with addEdge and store it in the Yjs map if it's not already there. This keeps all connections synchronized across clients, just like the nodes. And of course, all of these functions are defined right inside our diagram component. Alright, let's test it out. Here I have the app running in 2 separate browser windows. When I add a new node in one tab, it instantly appears in the other. The same happens when I move or delete a node. All the changes are synced in real time through Yjs and HocusPocus, and when I create a new connection between nodes, that link also shows up immediately on the other client. Everything stays perfectly in sync just like you'd expect from a collaborative editor. So that's our real-time React Flow setup powered by Yjs and a minimal HocusPocus backend. In the next episode, we'll take this setup further. We'll add Yjs awareness to show which elements other users are currently selecting, display user cursors directly on the diagram, and enable database persistence so we can save and restore the diagram's state anytime. And thanks for watching. If this topic caught your interest, you'll find a link in the description to the GitHub repository with all the code from this episode, as well as our ebook, where we explain in detail how to integrate Yjs with React Flow.